You ever notice that when you're moving along and you're going towards a goal, whether it's running a marathon or getting a degree, or I'll give you an example that my children's pediatric dentist talked to me about 10 days ago. And she's a young woman and she has two young children and she's in her early 30s, about that. And we were having this discussion about Grey's Anatomy. And my 14-year-old said, "Oh, yeah, I've watched that." I said, "Oh, really? You have?" She goes, "Yeah, on YouTube, because I don't have cable and my kids don't really watch much television." So she caught it like in between on YouTube at a friend's house. And I said, "Well, isn't that scene kind of old?" They had the TV in the pediatric dentistry room and they had Grey's Anatomy playing. That's what brought it up. And the dentist said, "Well, it's really funny, but the things that went on in Grey's Anatomy, the series, was a lot like what happened to our residents. There were 10 residents when I was going through, my final dentistry thing, getting all my, I'd been through the pre-med, and now we were all residents. It was 10 of us." And she said, each one of us had something tragic happen during that, and she started naming them. She named 5 of them, and 5 tragedies. I meant, stop, that's too negative. And her dental assistant looked at me and I said, "Let me tell you something. I'm going to tell you why that happened. How about we talk about why that happened as opposed to what happened? You already told me." It was like, "That's horrible." And I said, because when we're trying to achieve something pretty high up there, like becoming a dentist, most people don't become dentists or doctors. Why? It's difficult. It takes a lot of fortitude. It takes a lot of brains. It takes some money. It takes some trust that maybe we can pay those medical school bills back, and then we're going to be a little bit broke here and there until we really get, on our feet and get into our own practice or join a really good practice that will help us regain our economic standard, whatever that might be. So she was like, "Oh, I never thought of that." And I'm like, "Yeah." And the DA, or dental assistant, she said to me, "That makes a lot of sense." Now, she understood why. She wasn't a dentist, she was the dental assistant, which are hard to come by, a good one. So they're in high demand. But some of those dental assistants would probably like to be a dentist. I mean, think about it. And there was something that might have turned them off or stopped them. It could have been, "I want a family, so I want to balance it." Could be that, because being a dentist, being a dental assistant, it's a little bit different. You have more responsibility as a dentist. It's longer school time, etc. So remember, when you're going to do something that maybe not everybody in your family's ever done, or nobody's in your family's ever done, there's going to be obstacles thrown in front of you. And the same thing in society. You may be doing very well in class, but while you're doing very well in class, and maybe top 3 in class, whatever, college, high school, grammar school, it doesn't matter, graduate school, there's going to be stuff thrown your way, and it's just like universal order. And it's like what I call a test of the American broadcasting system. And I have it happen to me on a kind of a regular basis because I'm always going for something higher, whether it's in my writing, at my job here, working on bodies, treating bodies, trying to get the right help for people. I always run into an obstacle. I'm like, wait, but why? And it's because I'm trying to get better care. If I feel that I can do this amount of care, but I want to get more care, I want to go back to school or take that course. It's going to cost me something. And it's not just going to be money, it's going to be emotion, time, physical, all sorts of things. So every time we try to achieve something, especially if it's out of the box, I'm out of the box in my element, okay, in my element of licensed massage therapy practice. I'm out of the box because I keep going, and I'm here longer than most massage therapists in the state of New Jersey, and maybe even in the United States, but I know in the state of New Jersey, they don't last 25 years. You do have some, but that's rare that they do the heavy work for 25 years. They're not trigger point therapists and ART techs and all this stuff, and they're not small people working on very big people. I'm a very small person. The people that last longest usually aren't working that. They're not doing that kind of intensity. They're doing something different. They're doing something lighter. So as you achieve more and more, remember, you're going to run into obstacles. As the higher you go, the higher you set your bar, you're going to run into obstacles, and people will get jealous. That's some of the obstacles. It could be family members, could be old friends, could be acquaintances, could be neighbors, who knows? You just don't know. And then there will be people that you inspire, and that's the beauty. That's what you go for. You go for whatever this says, your soul. You follow this. You don't follow what other people say, you follow this. If your soul tells you to do it, then that's the right thing. If it feels right, it is right. Have a great day, stay safe, and be well.